Today, we're going to begin our excursion into delineating between game and true game. There's one big difference. Game is usually what people run on themselves. In other words, a man or woman is disingenuous, doesn't tell the truth, presents an image or an ideal that we basically know is not true, but because we want that man or woman, we act like it's true. We fool ourselves. That's game. That's what most people know as game. Oh, he ran a game on you. She ran a game on you. Most of it was just us fooling ourselves. As I will always say, I have never met someone who didn't see it coming. I've just met people who wouldn't admit that it was happening. The difference between game and true game is true game actually presents a reasonable and rational reason to believe in something, and then it fools you. So understand, if you are fooling yourself, that's not game, that's just self deception. But let's get into it. So, first piece of game I'm putting you up on. This is for the brothers. Sisters, you can listen in. You can chime in and let me know if I'm off base, if I'm just making stuff up. So, brothers, there's this mythology that we have to put on our best face for women. We got to convince them to be with us. We got to work it out, man. We got to get her. Well, there's an African proverb that goes something like this: man chases woman until she catches him. And let me put that in simple terms. When you meet a woman, in the first 30 to 60 seconds of your interaction, she's already decided if there's a possibility of you two being together and what that relationship would look like, whether it's going to be purely physical, whether she wants something more, whether she's trying to figure it out. So when we are jumping through all of these hoops, when you're buying them dinner and flashing and flossing, you're already dealing with a decided outcome. They've already decided in the first 30 to 60 seconds whether or not there was a possibility and what that possibility looks like. All we do is mess with the timeline. And I'll give you a true life example. It was a girl who I was kicking it with. And at one point, I said, you know what? I feel bad, because I acted like our interactions were natural, but they were really me putting on to get next to you. So when I bumped into you, it wasn't by accident. When I happened to stumble over your conversation and say something, it wasn't by accident. That was by design. And then she looked at me, she said, there's no need to feel bad. She said, how do you think I was always close enough for you to do those things? You were moving too slow. So I got close to accelerate the process. See, I thought that I was doing something. I thought that, hey, I'm going to make myself known to her. I'm going to make myself present to her. I was already present to her, and I wasn't moving on her timeline. And so she accelerated it, and I thought I was doing something. So understand, brothers, you are working too hard. And not to say that a woman is not worth working for, but you have to understand what you're working for. You're not working to get her to like you. You're not working to get her to want to be with you on any level, whether it's physically intimate or emotionally intimate. All you're doing is messing with the timeline or messing it up. Because I had a friend one time who was told, hey, my girl, you're cute, but when you open your mouth, you mess it up. You would do better if you just were quiet so nobody knows. And that's the other thing, brothers. You can mess up a timeline by either totally canceling it because you give an impression absolutely outside of what the woman had when she first met you, or she can push it back because now she's questioning her judgment. But when you try to get a woman to like you or get with you, that's already decided 30 to 60 seconds into the interaction. So quit trying to get a woman to like you. Quit trying to game a woman to figure out, what am I going to do to get her? 30 to 60 seconds, she's already got or she's not. All you're doing is messing with the timeline. Recognize game. Just a thought.